was.
It's been a long evening. I know I'm the only one standing between you and the rest of it. But I have two compelling stories that I'd like to tell here now. And there's two awards that are given annually. And the first award is called the First Dickinson Award. It is bestowed each year to seniors who have overcome great obstacles and will graduate. Though there are truly a number of students for whom it aptly applies, one student embodies the award fully in her and her family struggle with the cloud of deadly cancer in the midst. On August 20th, 2010, a day when most teenagers would be enjoying the last few days of summer, this senior student's life changed forever. It was on this tragic day that she discovered that her mother had been diagnosed with stage 4 leiomyosarcoma. When she walked into the living room and found out with her mother that this was the case, and she had potentially no more than 6 months to live, she did not cry or scream, but remembers the total numbness of her body, the terrible news. She told herself that this could not be true, but the numbness told her also that this would change her and her family's lives forever. This extremely rare form of cancer affects smooth muscle tissue and is often too difficult and too dangerous to treat. While this nightmarish news devastated her and her entire family, the most difficult times were just beginning. The fear of potentially losing her mother, combined with the stress of the school year to come, posed a serious threat to the possibility of her graduation in June. This left her with two options. She could choose to drop out of high school entirely, or bravely continue high school courses against great adversity while her mother struggled. Despite being 1.5 credits behind the rest of her class and under the devastating stress of her mother's cancer and the effect on the family at stake, she chose to persist in her studies, hoping that the deadly cancer could be treatable. Attending school alone was no simple task. Add to that the need to catch up credits and help tend for her mother seemed impossible to the circumstances. Her mother bravely encouraged her to press on. There were many times when she felt like her efforts would never matter. Knowing that she would need assistance, she met with school's newest counselor, Mrs. Nikki O'Rourke. It was through her support and encouragement that the senior found the resources and support to not only catch up, but maintain the motivation to stay in school. This motivation was propelled by the goal of having her mother see her graduate in June. It was the singular goal that gave this senior student the strength to continue in the face of adversity to be there for her mom. At the beginning, she was in complete state of denial. In the early weeks of the school year, she had come to grips with the fact that this was very real. She tried hard to go about her daily work, but a cloud of darkness was felt every single day she went out of school. What she could not reconcile for herself was, how could a 38-year-old healthy woman like her mom get cancer? How was that even remotely fair? This led to feelings of anger that were not typical for her usual smiling self. But somehow she continued on. The days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months as she dealt with her feelings and with her studies. Through great determination, she was not only being successful with a full load of work for a high school student, but she was catching up. All the time, the constant visits to the doctor and the eventual ups and downs of treatment, sickness and pain were part of her daily life. She knew that her father wanted her to be successful in making it to the June graduation, but she also felt she wanted to spend as many moments with her mother as she could. School and her mom were her life. What helped the family become more proactive was a complete diagnosis. The diagnosis of leiomyosarcoma of the uterus spread the cancer that travels to the blood to multiple organs. A PET scan showed she now had 9 tumors in her lungs. While terrified by all the news, her mom began chemotherapy treatments in mid-September, which are still ongoing to this day. Now, beyond the 6-month window, last March, the family learned that one of the largest tumors had shrunk. Unfortunately, later in April, the same tumor had resurfaced and had grown back to full size. So a major setback to the family and especially to the mom, the family became support groups and family counseling, they have been able to comfortably express every emotion regarding cancer, their mom, and the treatment. On the school front, with fierce determination, she passed all 9 of her classes both semesters. She needed to take 0-hour and online courses and extra English courses. In addition to being a high school student, she was also able to maintain a deep loyalty to her mother. She spent all her free time assisting her mother with chemotherapy and helping to care for her younger